Hi, I'm Amy Ruby, and I just wanted to share, Alex and I are doing a group called Leading with Love, Being the Change You Wish to Be. And one of the things I was sharing with a client who I was talking about the program with, and she was like, Amy, what is this love thing? Like when you're saying love, like leading with love, what does that mean? And my response back to her was, this isn't about romantic love, but this is about, because that would be weird in a workplace. That'd be
Not
really
necessary or appropriate.
yeah, not necessarily appropriate, or maybe people would be calling HR. Um, but what we're talking about, what I'm talking about, and what Alex and I are talking about is with our training at the University of Santa Monica in spiritual psychology, we were always taught that our authentic selves, and people talk about authentic selves all the time, being authentic at work, showing up authentic at work, but being authentic and being in the loving is our loving. So our love is who we are. That is the core of us, everybody on the planet. And some people might argue, well, some people aren't very loving and da 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 da, but that's what we're talking about. It's like as we grow older and our experiences, barriers get created around the loving. Barriers get created around the truth, who we are. And part of what we're going to do in our program is really assist people in letting go of those barriers to really experience who they are, to experience their own loving, to get back to the truth of who they are, to awaken to that. And when we lead from that place, when we lead from love, we are leading from our authentic selves. And that people resonate with, they connect to that. There's a, I don't know if you've ever been around people who are really connected to themselves, but you really feel that they're being in the truth of who they are. And when leaders stand in the truth of who they are, that's when people follow. That's when people feel inspired. One of the examples I gave her when we were talking about it is, and I cannot remember her name, but the Prime Minister of New Zealand, and how she's been leading her people through the pandemic, how when they had the terrible mass killing in the mosque that happened in New Zealand, how she rallied people, brought people together, passed laws to support her people feeling safe. And she did it through an enormous amount of compassion. And she did it from a place of strength. Love, to me, equals strength. Strength in who we are and how we show up. So I just want to share that, Alex, and
Yeah, that's
say about
so absolutely. No, and as you're sharing, I remember two conversations I had recently, very recently, like yesterday. One was about a client of mine who is really concerned about how will we stay connected? How will she stay connected to her whole team of direct reports? And then how will she support and coach them in staying connected to their whole team of direct reports? And her insight was really about being on the, kind of just being connected in this way. I mean, Zoom has now kind of taken over our lives professionally, being connected in this way and really getting that maybe the verbal cues we used to rely on, or I could say it this way, sorry, the nonverbal cues we used to rely on, to see, are people coming along with me? Are people like understanding what I'm saying, et cetera? Those things are primarily, they're just not as available to us. So really her opportunity was to start to almost like get that the information is inside of her. She would have her own wisdom, her own intuition, her own understanding of whether or not the team was really, quote, with her or not. And it reminded me of a story of that Oprah Winfrey told when she was interviewing Gary Zukav, and this would have been maybe in the 80s. Gary Zukav is starting to talk about in the 80s intuition, et cetera, something that I think is a little bit more commonplace now. But at the time, in the middle of the recording, Oprah stopped the whole thing and she said, I do not get the sense you are with me. She's talking to the audience. I don't get the sense you're with me. And the whole audience was like, no, we don't even know what he's talking about. We don't understand the relevance of it. We don't understand where he's going with this. So she really got the opportunity, Oprah, to meet her audience right where it was. And my sense of that is that Oprah was really inwardly connected to who she was. And she knew, if I'm not feeling it, if I'm not literally feeling my own audience, then something's missing here. And I love when Robert Holden says, if we think something's missing, more than likely it's us. And often in our leadership, we'll reflect and feel like something's missing. And what I propose is that's actually our love. That's the strength of our love, the wisdom of our love, the wisdom of our insight and vision, all the things that make a powerful and effective leader, no matter where we are, on camera or leading a country or leading a team. So of course, we'll be taking a much deeper dive with the women who are participating. Seats are filling. We're having lots of conversations. So if you're interested, certainly reach out. If not, we just hope that this was helpful in and of itself as a conversation.
Yeah. And be the change you wish to see in the world.
Amen.